I really respect you and your decisions on how you voted. And so it's one thing to be on the different side, you know, and voting differently, and to be on the minority side in that process wasn't comfortable, but it happens, and you know, and so that's not my complaint. But I did want to correct you on your perception of the process when we were not allowed. You guys didn't answer questions. You were obviously in the Senate side. I was in the House side. It was the same decision, on my understanding, and you correct me if I'm wrong, that both sides would not speak to any amendments, would not answer questions, and we were given basically the silent treatment. But it wasn't just items that have already been discussed. I proposed an amendment that would protect us. I have a senator cousin in Kentucky, and Kentucky had done a similar creative finance, you know, the way they funded their Medicaid. And it turned out after they had received funds from the federal government, which is very similar to what we're doing now, said, actually, that's not a good way of doing things, and you have to actually pay the money back. So my amendment was, before we start enacting this and moving forward, that we have full agreement from the federal government before we take one dime from them, that this is a valid program, that we're doing it correctly so that we don't get ourselves into deeper trouble. That was completely ignored. No one would answer any questions. It had nothing to do with anything prior to that. The Pat Tillman place that Representative Ugenti was proposing, no one would answer questions. It was unanimous from the coalition voting no. The following day, it was overwhelmingly voted yes. So people were told how to vote on the amendments. They were told not to answer questions like puppets. And so it was very disappointing that people I have great respect for would be told how to vote. And I'm very disappointed that I have a lot of respect for you, and I hope going forward, I would ask you, you said you want to vote on the bill in front of you. My amendment, had you been in the House, and I know that there was others in the Senate, that you would have given that consideration and voted yea or nay based on what you thought, not on your mind, not on what the governor told you to do. So, and secondly, I just want to say, in my travels around my district, every last independent who has left the party wasn't because they didn't feel included because of the differing views. They felt it was because the party had abandoned the plan.
Principles.
I would just ask, was your amendment proposed the last day of session, or was that an amendment that was proposed earlier?
That was proposed that last day of session. It had yet to be discussed, and we wouldn't discuss it, wouldn't consider it.
Okay, so there was no, you didn't introduce that earlier, so everyone can look at it. Okay.
Okay. Let me go over a couple of quick things because we are running out of time, but we need to figure. Yes, go ahead. There's a question here. Yeah. Right here.